Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a project that was recently recommended to me by one of my subscribers, and this project is called Vesper Finance or VSP. Again, as always guys, if you guys want to read through this project and do your own research, which I highly suggest you do before investing in this project, I suggest you to go to their website vesper.finance to learn more about the project itself, right? So what is Vesper Finance? Vesper is basically a DeFi ecosystem and growth engine for your crypto assets, right? Vesper provides a suite of yield generating products focused on accessibility, optimization, and longevity, right? So, if you have any of the following assets, let's say for example Ethereum, wrapped Bitcoin, USDC, or VSP base, you will be able to use these crypto assets in order to generate relatively high yields paid out in Vesper tokens, or you can earn in-kind yields, that is basically you're being paid out on the currencies that you deposit itself for a pretty decent rate. Although the rates are not really explosive for Ether and wrapped Bitcoin, you can definitely get some really good yields for USDC and VSP base, and this is in the rates of 8.13% and 119.06% respectively for USDC and VSP base, paid out in kind, that is paid out in their own tokens, right, in their own native stake tokens, which is basically in this case USDC as well as VSP base, right? So it's basically a DeFi ecosystem that mainly ensures high yielding or yield generating products, and it's basically a growth engine for any crypto assets that you any of these following crypto assets that you plan to earn yield on, right? So again, as we saw, the pools are pretty great, but let's look at the VSP or Vesper rates itself. So if you deposit ETH, for example, you get paid 1.69% on the native token, which is Ethereum, or if you choose to get paid in VSP tokens, you get 19.15%, right? I will tell you guys why this may be a good opportunity, because getting paid in VESP tokens is probably a good thing, or getting into this token is probably going to be a good thing because the token price has been going down, right? But we'll discuss about the market, tokenomics, as well as the charts, the price charts for this token in a few seconds. If you deposit wrapped Bitcoin, which is basically a tokenized version of Bitcoin on the Ethereum blockchain, you get 4.01% paid out in wrapped Bitcoin, or if you choose to earn the rewards in VSP tokens, you get 21.85%, right? Which is pretty good rate. If you deposit USDC, again as we discussed before, you get 8.14%, and if you want to earn in VSP, you get 40.28%, whereas VSP base is a token that if you deposit, you get paid more in VSP base, but you don't get any VSP rewards, right? So that's something that you need to bear in mind. And as you can see, the rates are obviously changing in real time, so it's not a fixed rate, so you just need to bear that in mind. You can basically see ETH VSP trading pairs available on Uniswap, Loopring. Loopring is obviously a second layer solution for Ethereum, which has lower gas fees as well as higher transaction speeds, and you can obviously also get it on Uniswap as well, right? If you guys want to explore these options, you can click the Earn Now button on this page and make your crypto work harder for you. So basically, it's a overall, it's basically like an app that provides you yield when you deposit crypto, right? It's a DeFi app, so it's kind of like non-custodial, and it gives you some really good DeFi yields. Vesper Grow, effortlessly grow your digital assets. Vesper keeps you on strategy to help you hodl better. Currently offering conservative pools for ETH, wrapped Bitcoin, and USDC. Again, pretty much self-explanatory. We kind of saw that this project is providing some really decent yields for these tokens, and also some really high yields if you choose to earn their own native token. And this is something that's coming in the pipeline, which is basically Vesper Earn. Hold one crypto, earn another, ideal for income generating strategies. Again, although they kind of already have like the Vespa Earn kind of feature where if you deposit like ETH, for example, you can earn another token called VSP, which is a native token. But based on what we are seeing here, Vesper Earn is going to be something that you can kind of use to earn a completely different cryptocurrency, not necessarily VSP, but another cryptocurrency by depositing a different type of cryptocurrency, right? And that's going to be interesting because it's more like a pancake swap kind of like syrup pools where you deposit cake and you earn some other cryptocurrency token. Similarly, Vesper is going to have the same feature and it's coming soon, right? Vesper Stake, take advantage of crypto's most stable earnings alongside your DeFi holdings. So again, on Vesper Stake, you can obviously stake your Vesper tokens or VSP tokens itself, and you can take advantage of the crypto's most stable earnings alongside your DeFi holdings. So you can obviously choose to earn some rewards using the staking feature. Vesper Labs, build a pool that our community loves and earn revenue from its fees. So it's similar to providing liquidity on Uniswap. So you can basically use Vesper Lab feature in order to provide liquidity on Vesper Finance, and you can obviously earn some trading fees when people kind of like trade between the pairs of your of the pool that you are providing liquidity to, right, based on your pool ratio. So that's a pretty interesting feature. Again, they haven't really they kind of have chosen to be somewhat like a Celsius network, or they have kind of chosen to be like a mixture of Celsius, PancakeSwap, as well as Uniswap, all combined together, right? Obviously, this is not an exchange; it's kind of like a yield earning feature, like a yield earning dApp. So you have no means by which you can exchange within this platform itself, but you kind of get all the benefits that you would get on Uniswap by providing liquidity, PancakeSwap by staking and earning different tokens, and you can also earn the VSP tokens, which is currently live, and you can earn some really good yields for VSP tokens, and you can kind of like use this as a long-term hodl while earning some passive income on the side, right? So they have a couple of strategic partners, and these are some of the strategic partners: A 195 Capital, Capital 6 Eagle, CMT Digital, Digital Strategies, HCM Capital, and so on and so forth. Again, many of these names are not really familiar to me, but it seems like they do have some partnerships with these kind of venture capitals, or with these kind of corporations, and it's good to see that from our advisors. So they can basically you can basically see what their advisors think from their page, and although this potentially may be biased, or it could be in a way where the advisors who kind of like may support the project and only talk about the positive things but not the negative things, it's still good to know what what the advisors are saying about this project, so that you can kind of use it for your own research, right? You can also see that they are obviously in the news. You can find articles about them on CoinDesk, Decrypt, BitGive, and so on and so forth. That's pretty interesting as well. So you can also see their layout. This is pretty much how it's going to be, where there will be user pools who will be contributing to any of these kind of pools, and they'll be able to receive a fee split. And whenever people stake VSP, they also get rewards, right? Again, you can delve through deep into this model by clicking on this image, or by scrolling through and digging deep in their website. So the revenue model is also explained very clearly. You can clearly see that they're mainly focusing on high yielding DeFi DeFi yield optimization. So that's something interesting. So updates from Vesper, this is also something that I suggest you guys to have a look at, because most of these kind of projects go down the radar, but when they start pumping, it's already too late to invest in it, right? So I suggest you guys to keep an eye out for the updates from Vesper Finance, and they have some really cool and interesting updates. So Link Beta $100,000 worth of Bancor bounty and Vesper's first VIPs week in review. So they provide weekly kind of reviews, which will be useful for you guys. You can also see some other reviews that they posted recently, and some of the reviews are very recent, which brings confidence that this project is actually active, and they don't really they don't really just like some other projects that post once in a blue moon. They actively post updates about their project, right? You can also access their documentation, look at their security, as well as read some FAQs, frequently asked questions on the website as well, right? Again, a very simple website that aims to provide DeFi based yield generating products, and you can also earn their native token in a completely decentralized manner, right? So that's pretty much it. So let's go back to the CoinGecko page for Vesper Finance. So Vesper Finance is basically ranked 304th by market cap on CoinGecko, and it's currently trading at $54.71. So if you guys want to earn this token for free, all you need to do is just deposit any of these cryptocurrencies, and you'll be able to earn really good yields. You'll be able to earn some of the highest yields with USDC as well as with wrapped Bitcoin. Although the Ethereum based yields are also pretty decent and very high for a VSP, and you can obviously accumulate passively while these tokens continue to appreciate in value themselves, right? And if you see, this is one of the best opportunities to buy, because this token had like a 10.6% dip in the past 24 hours, which is also one of the other reasons to invest in projects. You only buy when it's red, and you only sell when it's green, right? If you look at the market cap, a project that aims to kind of provide high yielding DeFi products has a market cap of $134 million, which is significantly low, and that kind of makes me feel like this project is really undervalued, because it is providing some really good passive yield generation, and it also in a way makes sense, because during the bull market people don't really want to earn yield. They just want to focus on making some really good trades, or try to buy low and sell high, and they're mainly focused on the hype. And people who people who are new to crypto, they don't really focus on not a lot of people obviously focus on long-term gains, because they kind of enter into the market because one of their friends or family refer them to, and they don't know which coins to choose, and they're really tempted to buy like a token, and then they expect for the price to go up like at least a few percent, and then they sell it immediately and cash out of it, right? Without really knowing the full potential of a particular project. So I believe that you will only be able to see the true power of Vesper Finance, and this project is only going to shine extremely well during the bear market, because in the bear market, people who bought high and who refused to sell low would need to try to convince themselves that they didn't make the wrong decision by trying to put their crypto to work. And that's when projects like Vesper Finance would completely shine, because Vesper Finance is offering some really good yields. You can also earn one of their most relatively rare tokens, and which has very high price appreciation potential, and which is very undervalued. And that's when projects like Vesper Finance start exploding during the bear market, right? Unfortunately, since we are in the bull market right now, not a lot of people are noticing Vesper Finance. But again, this presents an opportunity, right? When a lot of people are not noticing a project, that's when you have to invest in the project, right? Again, not financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, right? But my general rule of thumb is to buy when others are selling and sell when others are buying, right? That's how you kind of go against the trend. And if you see based on that, you can clearly see that the market cap is significantly undervalued. You can also see that this token has only 10 million tokens as max supply. That kind of explains why the token price is so high. Not really so high, but kind of in the high range, and could not be like something that people would consider buying, because they would probably be like, why should I buy this token when some other tokens are less than $1, or less than 50 cents or something like that, right? But they don't really understand that the token price has nothing to do with the price appreciation or anything to do with the token itself. It basically means that if the token price is high, the max supply of the token is probably significantly low, and if the token price is less than $1, there might be the token might have like billions of tokens in max supply. So again, it has nothing to do with it. If you still want to buy this token, again, if you look at the max supply, there's only 10 million, right? Even Bitcoin has 21 million max supply. So this token is, in a way, in theory, scarcer than Bitcoin. And you know what scarcity can do to a token. And by being such a low market cap token, you can kind of consider this token as a low market cap gem. And as more and more people start parking their crypto in this protocol to earn some really good interest and yield, then this token's true potential will be seen, right? So with regards to the max supply, I'm definitely liking this token, and this token is obviously within my range of what I would expect for a token's max supply. And if you see, there's 2.4 million tokens in circulation. If you consider that, it's definitely like, you know, the short-term inflation potential due to the fact that new tokens from the max supply are going to be released into the market, that short-term inflation is going to be relatively low for this project, which is also another bullish case scenario for this project, right? Because when you hold a token, if new tokens get injected into the market, that's definitely going to slump the token price. And in this token, if you see, the circulating supply is relatively high compared to many projects. If you see, there are projects that have 10 billion max supply tokens, and they have a circulating supply of just 1 or 2 million, or even like 100 million, and which is nothing compared to like the max supply of 10 billion tokens, right? So in that scenario, in theory, you would see longer term price lumping in the short term, and the short term is going to definitely be the make or break factor for a token's adoption, right? If people don't really adopt the token in the short term, then the token may not necessarily have a future, or it has to do something extremely innovative in order to break the trend and become recognized despite having such a high max supply, right? But in this case, this token is incredibly rare, and that's definitely going to be one of the main factors, right? Another main bullish case scenario for this token is, if you see the market cap to the total value locked ratio, it's extremely low. Again, if you guys don't know what this ratio is, it's basically an indication of again, it's not an accurate indication, but it's an indicator that tells whether a project is relatively undervalued or overvalued or fairly valued, right? So this ratio kind of gives the fair market value of the token. And if you click the question mark on CoinGecko, you can clearly read and get like a peripheral information about what this ratio is. So ratio of market capitalization over total value locked of this asset, a ratio of more than 1 refers to its market cap being greater than its total value locked. So when it comes to projects like Vesper Finance, it completely relies on people locking their capital in the project, right? So if the project has way more tokens locked than its market cap, then it's going to be undervalued, right? If the market cap is going to be extremely high, but the total value locked is going to be extremely low, then it's kind of like overvalued, right? I'll give you an example on what this is, because I have recently received questions on what this ratio means, and there have been people who don't really notice this value, and this is a very key value that will kind of like provide you with an added information on whether this project is fairly valued, undervalued, or even overvalued, right? So in this case for this token, the market cap to the total value locked ratio is 0.09, which is significantly lower to the ratio of 1, which means if it's 1, the ratio is 1, then the token is fairly valued. So since the ratio is 0.09, it's not even 0.9, it's 0.09, this project is significantly undervalued, which means This is again one of the best bullish case scenario. This token is completely going off the radar for multiple people, and that's something that you guys definitely need to take advantage of. Again, obviously assuming that you did your own research and you feel like this project is worth for you, right? So that's again something that I would like to see from a project of this, uh, you know, power as well as capabilities, right? So if you look at the charts, for example, you can clearly see that the token price has been fairly going up, and that's a really good sign, right? If you look at the price in dollar comparative, which is available since 17th of February 2021, 2 months back, you can see that the token was worth $9.99, and then it immediately shot up to a price of about like $39 to $40, and reached a high of $49.55 on the 18th of February, and then it kind of like went back down, reaching a relatively low point of $21.40 on 27th of February, and then started creeping up, reaching about $52.60 early March, and then went back down, retested $33.5, as well as being in that range for just a few days before rallying back up to its all-time highs of about $80 per token, close to $80, like $79 and $80 in that range on the 26th of March, and then it kind of like declined a little bit, not too significant, went back up slightly, and then declined a little bit more significantly and reached a price point of $55.26, and then now it's kind of in the $54.68 range, right? Again, I would say that this token is fairly setting higher highs and higher lows, which seems to be a very bullish pattern, because if a token were to set higher highs and higher lows, that's kind of an indication that the project is definitely going in the right direction when it comes to adoption, and people are starting to notice this project, right? So now that we have this decent dip all the way from its all-time highs of $80, and it's kind of like $54.68, this is a really good buy opportunity. I would personally buy more of this token. I also hold a small bag of this token, but I'll personally buy more of this token as I get more new capital, and I would start accumulating at this price point when it comes to the dollar comparative, right? And this would be a really good entry point for anybody who wants to invest in this project, right? If you look at the Bitcoin comparative, on the other hand, you can also see that despite the project also performing fairly well in Bitcoin comparative, similar to the dollar comparative, it's not as prominent. Its higher highs and higher lows are still existing, as like the dollar comparative. It's not as prominent as the dollar comparative. That's because of the fact that Bitcoin itself had been doing really well since February, and you can see that initially the price was 19,400 satoshis, and then it reached a relative all-time highs of 83,000 satoshis, and then kind of like was moving downwards, and then touched a low of 50,000 or 52,000 in that range satoshis per token, and then reached up to 85,000, set a higher low of 60,000 satoshis, and then setting up an all-time highs of 149,000 satoshis, which is pretty cool, and then went back down, setting a newer higher low of 92,000 satoshis, going back, and then now it's in the 95 satoshi range. So again, you can clearly see that both in the dollar comparative as well as Bitcoin comparative, the token has been setting some higher highs and higher lows, and that is generally a healthy sign that the project is actually doing well, right? But although the Bitcoin comparative is not as impressive as the dollar comparative, that's obviously because of the Bitcoin price itself doing well. You will definitely see this token setting new all-time highs, especially for such a low market cap gem that this project is, right? And if you look at the exchanges, obviously we saw just a few minutes ago from their own native website, you can clearly get this token from SushiSwap, Uniswap, as well as Loopring, but you can also get it from 1inch, right? I'm going to see if there's any centralized exchanges from which you can buy. You can obviously buy this token from Poloniex using USDT. You can buy it from Gate.io using USDT as well as ETH, and you can also get it from Poloniex again using TRX, which is very interesting. I wouldn't really you know, buy anything from Uniswap or SushiSwap, obviously because of the high Ethereum gas fees. But you know, if you want to buy this token using DAI or ETH in a decentralized manner, you can use Loopring, which is the second layer solution on Ethereum, which is also getting more popular. That's an option, but also you would have to pay an on-ramping fee on the Ethereum network, which is going to be quite high, right? So please bear that in mind. If you want to completely, you know, avoid any form of high level of fees, you can get it from Poloniex or Gate.io. Although I would really do my due diligence and maybe try to do some research on Gate.io, because although Poloniex is a decent exchange, I'm not really 100% sure about Gate.io because I haven't personally used it. But if you guys have used it, please go ahead and buy it by all means, right? Again, what's my final verdict on this project? If you see, my final verdict on this project is obviously trying to enable people to hodl during the bear market and bull market alike, and people who hodl long term have a very high chance of being brutally rich, in my opinion. If you have a long term horizon, any crypto that you invest in today or in this year, or if you had invested last year, you would be significantly wealthier compared to investing in stock markets or any other commodities outside of crypto, because crypto is still relatively new and volatile. Although it poses high risk, there is high rewards if you are patient enough, right? And this project enables people to hodl, and not only hodl but also to earn some really high and high paying rewards in their native VSP token, and some really decent rewards in the native tokens that you deposit itself, right? I would like to see them expanding to more projects, because they should definitely try to include new tokens and try to expand their horizon. And once they start doing that, this project is definitely going to get noticed, right? If you see the price point, this token is incredibly undervalued because of multiple factors. One main factor is its market cap. Its market cap is less than $150 million, which is incredibly low for a project that aims to provide some really significant yield to people who hold crypto in a decentralized manner. That's something that many projects are trying to do, but they're not really successful. And this project will perform well because of its extremely because of its extremely high yields. And if it could maintain these high yields as well as continue to add new tokens, this project is definitely going to survive for long term, right? If you look at the max supply, that's another reason to be bullish on this token. It has a very low max supply, 10 million tokens, which is less than several other projects including Bitcoin itself. And the circulating supply is also relatively high compared to many other circulating supplies, because this token has a relatively high circulating supply. The short term price slumping is going to be very minimal, right? And if you see the total, the ratio of the market cap to the total value locked is also significantly low, which means there's more money locked in this project compared to its market cap, which is in a way astonishingly low for a project that has some really high potential, right? And also, if you look at the charts itself, you can clearly see that both in the dollar comparative as well as Bitcoin comparative, the token has been consistently setting some higher highs and higher lows, and that's a very healthy sign that the project is obviously doing a good job, and it's definitely going to be doing well in the future as well, right? So that's my verdict. I just want to show you guys a quick example of another project whose TVL market cap versus TVL ratio is completely different to the ones that we've seen right now. So I'm just going to type Uniswap because that's another token which is a leader. This is a project that's a leader, market leader when it comes to decentralized exchange, and this is the number 8th ranked token, right? Uniswap. And if you look at the market cap to TVL ratio, it's 1.94. Again, I just want to bring the definition again. A ratio of more than 1 refers to its market cap being greater than its total value locked. So for Uniswap, the market cap is greater than the amount of dollars or amount of tokens that are locked, the dollar term of the dollar value of the tokens that are locked in the project, right? In fact, in CoinGecko, you can do this ratio yourself. If you see the market cap, it's $15 billion, but the total value locked, TVL, which is literally to the left of the ratio, is $7.7 billion. So the market cap is significantly high compared to the total value locked, right? If you look at Vesper, in the other hand, you can clearly see that Vesper has a market cap of $132 million, whereas if you see the total value locked, it's just one, if you see the TVL, it's kind of like very, low, I think it's, $1.4 million instead of $1.4 billion. So that's kind of like a misleading information. So I just want you guys to know that. But 0.09 is basically very low, ratio, right? Which makes this token incredibly undervalued. So I just want you guys to know that and use that as a part of your research, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.